Namaste, my friends. Pavel Kalagin with you, yoga teacher by the system or in tradition Swami Shivananda. In Swami Shivananda tradition would be better, yeah. Amazing saint. He wrote about 300 books. His students opened a lot of ashrams all over the world. So I'm pretty much telling the same thing in the beginning of the video, so you can just skip it. But I should do it because I don't know when, where and who will see this video, the years or something, and I should be polite, to say a few words about me and channel. It's not actually advertisement or commercial or something like that. Yeah. I got initiated in tradition by mantra, puja. My spiritual name is Sankara, but I'm not fanatical, I'm not in any organization. So I study yoga about 38 years, I guess, from childhood. 30 years I teach yoga. Right now I'm here in Brooklyn. It's July 2021. Yeah, sometimes I'm not watching in the camera because my vision is not so good, so I can't concentrate for a long time. But I do yoga for eyes. It's very helpful. So I have a video about that. I recommend you in here in my channel. So my channel pretty much my videos they're not connected to each other. I'm not trying to teach how to live your life. It's just many videos about my recommendations, like from heart to heart, from soul to soul. It's about not about to force you, to push you, to do any brainwash. I don't like to criticize, to judge, nothing like that. So it's just coming from my own experience. I don't want you to step to do same mistakes I did in yoga and in general. So I'm trying to do good for people as much as I can. Yeah, in here we have many videos, many playlists, philosophy, all in Vedic culture pretty much, about meditation, concentration, about relaxation, food, and many other topics. So it's a spiritual channel pretty much. Welcome, it's absolutely free, it's not commercial. Yeah, I have few more platforms. It's a website right now, it's in Russian. You can actually, it's easy to translate there. It's a very good program. 165 languages it can translate it. Even big companies using this program. It's a very good one. So I'm not doing drugs or stuff like that. Yeah, but sometimes I'm a little bit slow because I'm meditating, and it's usually I do video when it's night already, and today is very hot day, so I can speak sometimes a little slow. I'm in the top floor, and if I put AC, you're not gonna hear me. So originally I'm from Russia, but pretty long time, like more than 30 years. So I can speak, I understand, but sometimes, of course, I stop sometimes because I'm looking for the right word to translate something difficult about spirituality. It's not easy even for people who knows English well. Yeah. So the site is very good. It's like many gurus even help me to do that. It's encyclopedia of yoga. Also, so travel over it. You'll see you're gonna like it. My it's all free, like in the internet, all my platforms. So and it's not about ego. Even before satsang, even before videos, I don't prepare too much. I don't like to wear masks. I like to be natural, the way it goes for today, go with the flow. So it's really a live video with all sounds and everything. Yeah, and I have 2 cats in here, by the way, so you may hear something. So on my site I have my book. I publish the books in English and other languages, so you can download it absolutely free in any system. It calls The Essence and the Altar of Love. You can Google it, the Essence on the Altar of Love, or Pavel Kalagin, and you easily will find it. So all information is going to be under the video. I have few more platforms. In Russians I have plenty, but in English it's Instagram for now and Facebook. So on Facebook and Instagram I put everyday phrases from my book. The book, it's about phrases, a lot of phrases, like 700 books, 1,000 I mean, like philosophy, spiritual way, Vedic way, and sometimes I have plenty of video when I'm do comments on my own phrases. So do comments also. I put 1 or 2 phrases every day in Facebook and Instagram, so welcome. Comments very important for many people. So speak it, so you can make a difference, believe me. So I think that's pretty much, this is it for the beginning. Yeah. So today I want to speak about, it's a spiritual video, satsang. Usually, like I said, I do comments on my own sutras, some in spiritual line, line or playlist videos, like it's plenty of them. Sometimes in wisdom anecdotes or wisdom stories from before, or modern one, yeah, or some other saint people. I'm not saying I'm saint, I don't think so. From some gurus, some phrases, and I'm trying to get some lessons from it, some lesson, if you will. So, and I'm just sharing with you. I'm not trying to, to push you in some religion or something like that. Yeah. But it helped me a lot in life. I suffered a lot, and I've seen many things, so the yoga helps for real. So okay, the first example by Osho, Rajneesh. You know this saint, very good saint. He's not alive right now, but he was amazing. I grew up on him, you could say like that. I had many teachers actually. I lived in ashrams, and I have teacher now also. Yeah. So my spiritual name is Shankara, yeah. And he was telling this phrase all the time, pretty often. Sometimes we like fish in the ocean, getting thirsty fish in the ocean. or in the river or in the lake. It is interesting, right? So it means, it's many lessons about this phrase. It's pretty deep. It's short but pretty deep. We we have all already God in us. Everything is God. We can do so many things, but we don't have enough consciousness, enough vision, enough energy, enough understanding, enough skills to see and to enjoy what we have already. Hands, eyes, God all place all around us. Flowers, trees, sky. Sometimes it's, of course, it's tough when it's war, or anyway. I know many people who is saying oh, it was good times when it was war, we were young and happy. It's about inside, the way you feel. And sometimes people without any war just live in a very good, everything, they very rich but very unhappy. It depends. But this very wisdom phrase, because we're trying to go there somewhere, to take somebody's example, we're going to the cosmic place, we're going under the ocean, under the earth, land. We're trying to find something, the happiness, God, truth, ourselves, somewhere else. But God did everything perfect. I'm not talking about justice. There is no such a justice like in our mind, of course. But it's all about God. We don't need to go somewhere. It's inside of us, it's outside, it's everywhere. Everything is God, everything is love. Even the bad things when you see, it's all for good. In advance. So think about it. We're like fish getting thirsty. You put in so much energy, so much effort, so much money, so much of our life, everything, to go somewhere, to reach something, but we're not realizing we're already here. Everything is in the present, not in the future, and in the past. It's about mind, the future and the past. The God, it's about present moment. That's the first thing I wanted to say from Osho. Another thing from Ramana Maharshi, very great saint. It's again about Maya, about illusion, the same thing. We see not real things. It's how our organs, like eyes, ears, accepting it, but it's subjective. It's not objective. Yeah. And he said it's very similar. Like two examples usually. It's like we're going to the movie, and we're just watching the movie, and the screen, it's actually real. That's our God inside of us. But the movie Unreal could be anything on the screen. Think about it. And another example, I like it. It's about very simple, by the way, but very genius. In the desert, when people like really thirsty, they see like illusion, like it's a lake, it's water, something like that. But if you would know it's no water over there, if you would understand, you would not looking for the water. You stop looking for the water if you know it's not around, it's no water around. The same thing with us. We're not gonna go somewhere when we're thirsty. We can take the water it means like God, from ourselves. It's we're gods also. We're made by, like small gods. I'm talking about soul, about Atman, of course. So the same thing, you stop and looking for the water. The same thing, you stopping to be attached and looking for things in life in a good way. You not ignore it like, you stop living and you're not going to depression or to the cave, nothing like that. You're just looking, you're starting to look inside more. You're becoming one with God. You start to understand that what you see around you, it's illusion. It's how you see. Different person can see it differently. Animal can see it differently. And how it is, like, for real, nobody knows. Only enlightened people see, like, things how they are for real. Their essence, their nature. So think about this illusion in desert. You just stop looking for it. Like you're just becoming more calm, balanced. You don't worry about future. It's everything is here. You're not interested too much about things you don't even need at all. It takes a lot of energy and time also. Of course, it's for the seekers who is looking for God for real. Regular person will say it's all crazy things. It's for the people who trying to reach himself, trying to understand something, who you are, where you're from, where you're going after death, or something like that. Yeah. Yeah, another one, it's just small story, I'm not gonna speak around it a lot, about Alexander the Greatest. The one saint person, he told him how is he gonna die. And he said, how? Like he said, it's gonna be, you're gonna die with it's gonna be gold under you. And you're gonna lie on metal things. It's gonna be metal earth. And he didn't believe him, of course. What kind of gold, what kind of metal. And then he died in the desert. Yeah, with umbrella, with the yellow umbrella.
Oh.
And he was in the on him he was wearing like metal things to protect himself, like before people did. So what's the lesson in here? One, it's a few lessons of each stories, many lessons. You can write it down also, your way to understand. But main lesson from this one, it's when somebody telling you the future, it's not necessarily, it's abstract thing. So you should think, it's example, like you don't have to think on the logic way, like only like to put it like in the things like you understand, like very, like thin. Make it wider, like be more flexible. Because sometimes they say the truth, they see things, but it's not exactly like, it's also your part you should do. If somebody told you your future, it could be truth, but could be in another place, and it's not like for sure. I mean the real people who can read the future. So it's many abstract things. You should accept it like and understand it. Not only by logic. Make it wider for you. Be like a painter or the poet. It's also very important. And another story, a lot of people know this story, that's very interesting one. It's very common thing like to teachers telling the students in yoga and Vedic culture. Yeah, it's example about like what people thinking about God. If you ask different people, they're gonna tell you different things. Some people saying God is love, some people saying God is Krishna, some people saying God is Shiva, some energy, some people are gonna say it's no God at all, some people saying it's Jesus Christ, somebody saying it's Muhammad or Allah, somebody saying it's like and more names and forms. But God is one and beyond names and forms actually. But we understand it like we limited by our mind and senses. And good example for it, it's one guru. He did example. He took 5 people and he just closed their eyes by some material. They didn't see anything. And he let them to touch the big elephant. And he said, that's the God. Like what do you think what it's like for? I'm showing you the God. And they didn't know that it's an elephant. They never saw elephant before. And one, he was touching the leg, and he said, yeah, it's the God, it's like something stable, it's like a statue, something like tree, something roundy. And another person, he touched the tail. He said, yeah, it's something soft, like a hair. The God is like hair. And another person saw another part, like ears, and he said, yeah, it's moving, like it's like this. It's kind of like material or something. And somebody touched like the body and said, oh, it's something very huge and big. That's a good example. The same thing about God. We with the closed eyes before we get enlightened. We don't see things how we are, especially God. And we just, with the closed eyes, we're saying our own thing, like how we accept our feelings, how we feel by our senses and mind feel the God. Somebody feels it like energy, somebody feels it like life, like love, like some person. It depends of the person. It's about person, not about God. But God, He's beyond understanding, beyond logic, beyond our senses. Of course, He's all is God, and here it's like God in the form of, the chair or table also. It's also God. But I speak about God consciousness, the highest vibrations of God than physical ones. It's also forms of God. So think about it. It's very deep stories, and I don't want to speak too much around them. I want you to think about it. I'm letting you think about it. I'm just sharing and helping me a lot, these stories, to find out something, to understand something. So good luck. Please write your opinions. Namaste.